Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Thankful to Thrive Thursday. My name is Rochelle Richard, and if you are new to my channel here at Empowerment Experiences, we are looking at all the ways to view our lives as collections of empowerment experiences, meaning we are looking for and finding our power all along this which is our self-love empowerment journeys. And if you found yourself here, you most likely are also on a healing twin flames journey, which is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids, as I like to say, because it sure is. It sure is. And I never imagined I would find myself on one, but then again, do we really truly imagine a lot of the lessons that we are going to be learning until after we've learned them and go, wow, I never imagined going through that. Well, here we are, having grown through that. And that's what continues to expand us and shift us and expand us and grow us into this thriving space where you are feeling empowered. You're excited about your life. You recognize that you are creating your experience based on the meaning you give, the energy that you emit, how you participate in your experience, how you show up. If you want to have a feel-good, empowered experience, you're going to show up feeling good and feeling empowered. And if not, then you're going to show up in other ways. And I say this as someone who knows. For those who may be new, I reiterate for you that I once believed that not only did I not deserve the good things, but that I actually deserved all the horrible things that were happening to me. I loathed myself that much. Now I look back and I'm like, wow, I couldn't imagine, but yet I lived it, you know? And this is why I know the journey of what it is to continue to step into my power and rise and thrive. And I desire the same for you too, Goddess. I desire the same for you too, because I know you're capable of it. You have everything in you to expand into a life in which you are thriving. Start by being grateful for all the things that are in your life currently, that you're grateful for, that you manifested or that made their appearance as miracles and blessings and blessings and gifts. And then amplify that, focus on that, because gratitude is a vibe. It's a frequency, just like everything is energy. You want more things for which to be grateful, then be grateful for that which you already have. So, that said, this whole manifestation journey of mine personally is heating up. And I would love to hear about yours, Goddess, about what you're creating in your life right now. Oh my, all the miracles that are unfolding, that you are lining up with, flowing in. You'll have to catch the video that is about to be published as well. Or shoot, I may publish it. I'm recording this Tuesday evening, so I may very well publish it tomorrow for Wednesday, because it was good. It was kind of like, I guess you could say, the beginning. It is the beginning of sharing my manifesting journey back to India and beyond, because it's actually beyond. It's not just India. And what this looks like for my own twin flame connection, right? It's having that courage, Goddess. It's having that courage to step out of the old and into the new. You've got to be the one to let go of that old. You, again, have to be the one to allow for the miracles to flow in. So you've got to find your brave. You've got to find that brave within you to see the brave within you. Allow yourself to connect with that. Allow yourself to see the miracle that you are. and feel that strength within you. Feel that courage to say, wow, I've come this far. I am a walking, talking miracle. There's only one of you, Goddess. And it's time that you find your brave, tap into that courage, and show up fully as you. That is how you really, truly shift into thriving. Is by showing up. Well, and I suppose throwing up would be a purge, right? That'd be purging, releasing all of the untruths about yourself. So yeah, throwing things out, throwing up, throwing things out, whatever it is, let it go. Let it go. All right. I actually ended up with some clothes yesterday, some hand-me-downs, which is perfectly fine with me. They're new to me. And I've been clearing out my stuff, minimizing down for what's coming. And I just caught on the ticker 555. And I have to tell you, the video that I was editing, that I'm talking about publishing for my first official vlog for my journey back to India, I was editing it and I happened to catch the time at 555. So right now we have a whole lot of 555s going on, because 555 is the number for intentional manifestation, meaning recognizing the power that you possess within you, in your experience, that you can be creating your reality how you desire to be experiencing it. That's what it comes down to. You've got to change your thoughts and you change your world. Change your habits, you change your world. Okay, and it's about, again, finding that courage within you to change, to allow for these changes to take place. Oof. And allowing is right there with receiving, because you have to allow yourself to receive, Goddess. You see, every time you talk against something or you talk down on yourself, you're pushing things away. If you say, just like I love, of course, my Abraham, I want this, but you're saying to the universe, I want this, yes, but, and you push it away. I want this, but I'm not good enough. I want this, but I don't know how it's going to happen. I want this, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Right? Let me tell you, sister, the thing is going through me right now about to take off, because, I could get cut off from my bank accounts. I could get cut off. Anything can happen. And the moment you recognize that the safe is an illusion, you are an immortal spiritual being, but you are a mortal human being. You are the soul. And to the soul, safe is an illusion. But to the ego, that's what it is. This is why I'm saying tap into that soul power of courage, of strength, of knowing that the universe has your back, and allow yourself to receive the miracles that are just lined up, ready to flow into your realm of experience. But you've got to, again, let go of the things, the resistance in you, the stories that you're telling. Stop watering the weeds. Right? And be growing the garden. Because in growing the garden, that's when you get to reap what you have sown. You actually bear fruit. Right? But if you are just continuing over in the weeds, well, it's just going to get more weeds. It's just going to get more crazy, more chaotic. Yeah. Oof. Hello. Yeah. Because this is about you, divine feminine, stepping into your true goddess self, recognizing that within you, that's what you are. You are a powerful goddess. And it is for you to embrace all that you are, to love all that you are. That is what it is to be an embodiment of love. And especially as a twin flame goddess, twin flames, that's why we're here. The very core of our mission, each and every one of us, is to anchor the light and amplify the love, which means we must be an embodiment of that love, that divine source love that is unconditional and infinitely flowing. This is why that self-love and empowerment journey is so important. This is why it's so important and empowering to recognize a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids. It all comes back to that self within you, of you coming into union with who you truly are, regardless of what your counterpart is doing. To really be thriving on this twin flame journey, goddess, you have to release the attachment to your divine masculine. All right? So again, how can you expect your divine masculine to fully embrace and love all of you if you don't? And even greater still, how can you be aligned with receiving his love if you're not practiced in receiving love from yourself? Receiving love, period, from the universe in the form of miracles, being courageous enough to allow yourself to receive. To look that fear in the eyes and say, you will no longer stand between this and that which I desire, between me and that which I truly am. So yeah, goddess energy, totally, to be shifting into thriving on your journey. And we have, I have a goddess tribe. It's a free goddess tribe on the Telegram app where you can find other twin flame goddesses on this journey with you. It's a group of goddesses supporting goddesses. All right, and of course I'm there as the head goddess of the group to provide guidance here and there where I'm called. But you'll find that you're not alone, and you will get to share in this incredible journey of reclaiming your power, and also recognizing that this requires patience. Patience, most of all, with yourself. Goddess, you didn't get to where you are overnight, where you disbelieve in yourself, in your worthiness, where you don't believe in miracles as much, or you would like to have a miracle, but you're not patient. You're wanting things from a place of lack, a place of not having something, rather than embodying it as if it already is. Oof, right now, as I am ramping up my manifestation journey back to India, finally aligning with this miracle of this vision that I've had and allowing myself to receive it. There are so many layers and levels of practices and techniques that I utilize and implement to do this, to fully embody, to be able to look for where my power is. And right now, Goddess, that's what you're being asked to really focus on, is to give your attention and energy to where you have power. And that is one of the biggest things for a manifestation journey, especially manifesting union with your divine counterpart, right? You've got to be the one to line up with that. You've got to be the one to remove the things that are blocking you from receiving. And that requires patience. Patience for allowing divine timing, which divine timing is simply when you are ready. It's not an actual specific time on a calendar. It's when you have embodied that and closed that gap, where you are the one that has stepped into this goddess self, this version of you that is living that experience. I just, the thrill of manifesting it is the thrill of the journey. There really is. And I love doing it, especially as a twin flame goddess, and having my counterpart, you know, there, but yet being able to interpret what he's, and I just flipped this over and look what we have: birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And that's what you're doing. You know, as twin flames, we are here, as I've said, to anchor the light and amplify the love. And this means, again, to be an embodiment of that. That means to actually put out into the world creations of love from within you, because that is what is creating this new earth that is rising. And that is why you're here. That is why you're here. So to be in your power of intentional manifestation, regardless of what your DM is doing, wherever he or she is in their journey, you're still stepping into your power and focusing on what you're creating. It's kind of like you're carrying the baby in the womb, you're birthing that. He can't do that for you. He can't birth your creation. That's you. You birth that. All right? You birth that. So that is definitely where we are there. Birthing the new age. And that means to, again, remove the blocks, the stories that you're telling that go against anything you're creating, which that's what I mean when I say watering the weeds. Stop telling the old stories. Just stop talking to them. Stop telling about them. Because it is about boundaries with yourself. It is about boundaries, because how can you have better boundaries with those around you if you're not having boundaries with yourself? And by that I mean respecting yourself, being kind with yourself, honoring yourself. Because in turn, especially your counterpart, that is going to be mirrored. That's going to be mirrored. You know, perhaps the boundary is, okay, instead of having 2 cookies, I'm just going to have 1 today. Or, you know, having a pot of coffee in a day, I'm going to have, you know, 1 cup less. I don't drink coffee personally. I'm a tea drinker. But, you know, as an example, again, those are personal boundaries with yourself. When you can recognize that, ooh, I am out of bounds. I am actually going down this path that's going to lead me that way, and I don't want to be going that way. So I'm going to find my courage, find my brave, and I'm going to pivot over here, and I'm going to align with allowing these miracles to flow in, because that is this new earth rising. We are abundant. We are love. We are joy. We are all these high vibrations, and we are in receptive mode because we are divine goddesses. And we trust the journey. So patience, while important, while you're working through all those ego spaces, the soul doesn't require patience. The soul just is. It just flows. It just is. It doesn't live in that realm of impatience. That is of the ego saying, I want to control, I want this now, right? Which is the overthinking, right? Stop. This is the watering the weeds. Stop thinking about it. Stop feeding what doesn't feel good. Stop feeding what doesn't feel good. Ooh, so thankful to be thriving. Let's see what we have from the DM for today. We're just, you know, this week, these messages are just coming through so much quicker, so much more, yeah, just so much quicker. There was no other word that came right there. So at this point, as we goddesses are stepping into our goddess energy more and more and more, finding our courage, finding our brave, aligning with the miracles, aligning with and allowing that which we have been asking for to flow in so that we can be continuing to birth this new age. The divine masculine is taking this time of refuge. He sees you. Remember, he sees you. He feels you. But right now, he is still figuring things out. Every time he catches you doing better, he's like, oh man, and the ego will start to get the best of him. So that's when what do? We take this time for refuge. And that's very much where he is, because he is learning to trust himself, learning to trust this journey. Remember, Goddess, you are the aware awakened one. And by that, I mean you are aware very much of this twin flame journey. He knows about it. However, his awareness level of it is not at all the capacity of yours currently. He is learning to trust this journey. He is learning to trust himself. You're already growing in trust for yourself. You have been. And he sees that, he feels that, which is the very thing that is encouraging him to trust himself more, because he sees you in a greater space of self-trust. And in turn, that is going to explode this trust between the two of you, right? We're kind of starting a whole new garden from the way things were, right? We have to clear out all these weeds within the connection, because all of that was all of our own crap that we brought with us. It's time to let go of the crap and trust the journey. But again, that is the reason for this refuge. This is why, even if you may have a brief communication and you think everything is fine, and he may say, oh, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Well, then he doesn't. It's because he is processing through so much. There's so much coming up for him that it's very overwhelming. And he's not yet at this trust space with this, especially this twin flame journey. Goddess, if you have your moments where you're like, oh my gosh, someone pinch me please, I don't even know anymore. Imagine the level to which he's experiencing that. The level to which he is experiencing that. So do we have, oh, that's what I was about to say. Do we have any last words? And see, again, he's experiencing that uncertainty, which is where trust comes from. Uncertainty, doubt, second guessing, right? That's what leads to trust, meaning we begin to clear away that which is blocking us from feeling that power of trust within ourselves. And that is exactly because as you rise, so does he. As you begin to thrive, so does he. Okay? And this is why it's so important, again, the greater clarity that you can obtain in your journey, and the more focused and intentional you become, the more he is too. I assure you, sister, I have been watching this as I've started my journey back to India. And he is asking for grace. He is asking for you to be patient with him. Because he's doing the best he can with what limited information and understanding he has about this, because he is not yet fully open to receiving guidance such as, what I provide. He's still like, I don't know, that's just so out of my comfort zone, that's so unfamiliar. So hold space. That's what it is to give grace, to hold space while he grows and learns and gains a deeper understanding and a greater trust for himself during this time of refuge. Which is perfectly fine, Goddess, because you're over here working on your vision, lining up with the miracles, because you and I can agree, I'm sure, that a miracle would be full, harmonious physical union, right? A miracle would be the dream job. A miracle would be your debt paid off, whatever it is, whatever something. So begin to celebrate that. Begin to be in that energy as if it already is. Help illuminate the path for him by closing the gap for yourself. And shift more and more and more into thriving. Find your brave and allow yourself to receive, because I'm here to tell you, sister, I get it. It's challenging when you've been the giver, when you're not used to receiving, and especially love. Like I said, how can you expect to receive him fully if you are not practiced in receiving? So we had 555 and 77. Let's just have a looky-loo here. Let's just have a looky-loo. Okay. So 77. I'm a little too far down. There we go. 77. You are in direct alignment with your soul purpose. Boom. And look, that's where I put the number. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep focusing on your bliss. Keep focusing on what lights you up. Great spiritual awakening and life changes are happening, which, of course, we're well aware of this. You're shifting, you're going and growing and rising and thriving finally on your journey. You are supported in the choices you have made and are making. The universe has your back, Goddess. Trust that. Trust that. Release toxic, negative people. If they're not lifting you up and they continuously bring you down, maybe it's time to reevaluate that connection, because Goddess, if you are aligning your point of attraction with miracles, if you are focusing on aligning and embodying the frequency so you can receive that which you desire, which is high vibration, you can't be hanging out with people hanging out down here in guilt and blame and shame and complaining and fear. Right? It's about rising and thriving. Oh, that is 77. Really quick, 555. Again, intentional manifestation. Changes are coming. Embrace and allow the changes. Let go of what no longer serves you. Right? You are creating your reality. You have the power to shift your thoughts, and you choose how you respond. Goddess, clearly right now, it's just really bringing a bit more focus to the clarity that you have been achieving in your journey of you rising and aligning more and more with the miracle that is your vision. Because to have a vision, that's a miracle. Do you know how many out there don't have a vision? And if you say you don't have one, we'll take a pause, because I'm sure you do. Deep within you, there is something that's just burning to be let loose. What lights you up? If there were no limits, Goddess, you can be, do, and have anything, which you can, then what? What does that look like for you, and why? That's how you continue to rise and thrive on your journey. No more just surviving, no more just getting by. Those days are done. That's the old world. Now it's new earth rising. New world order is definitely also the old world. There is no new world. It would be old. But that's why we're here. We're here birthing the new earth. No new world order, no old 3D matrix system of oppression, separating humanity from their power, keeping twin flames on opposite sides of the world because of passports and limitations of any kind. This is what we're here for, Goddess. We're here to rewrite these templates, to reclaim collectively the power of humanity. And it's an honor to be serving down here in the trenches with you, sister. That said, I am here for you. I honor you. I am excited for you. Your divine masculine, he sees you, he feels you, he's with you. He's cheering you on, goddess. So keep going. Keep creating this life. It's gonna feel scary. It's gonna feel uneasy because guess what? It's new. But that does not mean it's bad. It doesn't need to be scary. It can be exciting instead. And I choose exciting. Thank you so much for joining me in this message today, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, as always, I am here to remind you that the power to create any life you desire is in your hands, because it has always been inside you. Namaste.